Max Ernst was a pioneer in the Surrealist movement after World War I, leading into World War II. Born April 2, 1891, and dying on April 1, 1976, he lived a long life of fighting fascism with other artists, though primarily during the 1930s at the height of the Surrealist movement. During this time, he had a group of artists all with the same goal to end fascism. We're pushing boundaries of art with creativity and oddness we see in Surrealism today. So to truly understand Max Ernst's art and his inspirations, you do have to look at the Surrealism and the political effects that were happening in the 1930s. This painting, originally being titled The Angel of Hearth and Home, then being renamed by Max Ernst to be called The Triumph of Surrealism, finished in 1937 and painted with oil on canvas. Its relevance and importance is obvious. The painting portrays a monster with different limbs of all different sizes and types, supposedly stomping around in an anger for the failure of Surrealism. Although my initial reaction and my belief now is that the monster is happy and jumping around for joy, and that it reflects the title that he later changed it to better. Because even though many believe that Surrealism was a failed movement, it created a rebellion and the thought for change. It brought people together to fight for a common goal, and that later truly was a topic of conversation in Europe in World War II. The painting L'Oeil del Silence, Eye of Silence. In this painting, we see a melted landscape with crystals embedded in the walls and twists and turns of architectural mountainscapes. This was right in the middle of World War II, right in the middle of him having to escape his home and leave. Seeing what was happening in the war, I do believe that this was his own fantastical version of what he saw, a dreamlike escape that's barren, almost looks like the remains of what once was a beautiful place. This was his own way of translating what he might have saw during the war. In order to better portray Surrealism and this evolution within the art world in Europe, I would be regretful not to mention René Magritte and Remedios Varo. Both of these people were Surrealist artists who were in the middle of the Surrealist movement and in the same circles and talked about similar things or same themes as Max Ernst, and all fought for the same thing. Freedom for art, and more importantly, for people everywhere. From Remedios talking about the freedom for women and her Catholic upbringing, to René constantly looking for freedom from the traumas that he experienced, reflecting by looking for the freedom from trauma in his work. All of these themes can be circled back to the effects experienced in and the aftermath of World War I and World War II. Max Ernst was a revolutionary in the Surrealist movement that sought to take down fascism and Nazis before the war started and continued once it did. He was not alone in this fight, as both René Magritte and Remedios Varo fought alongside him. Thank you.